Hey, hi, I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
So, what attracted you to this project and moving all the way out to Australia? You're from Australia, Kylie, but what attracted you both to this project?
PJ, you go first,
I'm gonna
please.
go. What attracted me? I mean, I just love the idea of a reverend becoming a criminal and a criminal becoming a reverend. And I like that on day one, my character was just put in distress immediately because my character on his way to the airport to get this new parish in Australia, his wife leaves him and wants a divorce. So he has this intense crisis of love, which in turn, joggles his brain. He's got an intense crisis of faith. And sitting next to him is this guy from Chicago who deals with bad people and just happens to have $1.6 million next to him that I decide to steal. So that jumping off point to me was exciting. And then I just wanted to see how Kylie lived every day in Australia. Kylie?
Yeah, thanks, PJ. Great segue. Look, Australia is very laid back, as you know. What attracted me to the project? Well, initially, looking at the audition piece and seeing how amazing the writing was, the team of writers, the people on, the names on the project drew me in. And then, of course, Piper, the characters, the setting, dark comedies, I love them. And the wit, the charm, all of those wonderful things that Irreverent is about. To me, it beamed off the page, and it was probably, as an actor, when you're going through auditions, this was the one that stood out for me the most in such a long time. I was in from day one. I just needed for them to offer me the role and see that I was right for Piper.
Awesome. Speaking of $1.6 million, if you had access to that and had to burn through it pretty quickly because you don't really want to have $1.6 million on hand, what would you buy?
I would donate. I know exactly what I would do. I would donate. I went to a place called a theater school in Chicago, and I would donate it to all those theater school kids because I know what it's like to come out of college now with those loans, especially when you're going into the arts, and it is tricky. And we don't, college kids don't get those good like 3%, mortgage rates that they don't have anymore. It's more like 8 or 9%, and those kids pay for college multiple times over. So I would funnel it directly to those kids.
That's a good idea.
I did it for you, Ariana. I did it for you.
If I had 1.6 million, man, I would go to all the marginalized groups, and I would be like the female Robin Hood, and I would just be dropping money in people's letterboxes, slipping it under their doors.
Yeah.
How selfish
we're on a
of you
TV show,
both.
so we're okay. For this moment, we're okay. So we're going to spread the wealth.
Can't be caught with it though, right? We've got to give that stuff away.
Exactly.
You can give it to people who already have it.
Yeah.
Yes. And if they're paying off student debt, you paid off like 5%. So congrats on that.
There you go.
So Mack, not Mackenzie, Mack, who takes over, affects both of your characters' life. How was it like to work with him? PJ, for you, it's a lot via phone. And Kylie, for you, it's kind of trying to set a standard because you're the law in town. What was it like working with him and having that kind of character interaction?
Well, for me, it's like Piper's a bit of a perfectionist, so some stuff went down in the city and she doesn't want to make the same mistakes that she made there because it could ultimately cost her dream role in her trajectory for the career that she's chosen, right? So she's not going to let anything slip anymore. When they initially meet, this guy's a bit disheveled. He does not look like a reverend. I mean, at all. So she's got her eye on him and she's going to make sure that, nothing slips by. And also she knows this town like the back of her hand. So she can tell when something isn't quite sitting right. And let's face it, Mac doesn't quite sit right in that road.
What about you, PJ?
It's an interesting dynamic building a relationship with someone over the telephone. But it's also an exciting thing for my character because he is so alone right now because he lost his wife and in some level he's lost God. So he really is alone. So he's clinging to his phone calls with, Mack. And it's important because I think they both connect with each other on a way they've never connected with another human before, and they both help each other grow on some level, and sort of, and once this is all over, you hopefully like that will ultimately help any community they go into.
Yeah. What was your favorite favorite scene to shoot? Some of the standouts for me is when you're doing Zumba and helping him run this sermon. Yes. And Kylie, for me, is when you're attempting to teach him how to drive, because I don't think I could drive on the other side of the road at all.
I mean, you want to go for it? You go first. You go first, Kylie.
No, please, you go first.
Well, I just read that Zumba scene where I was didn't exist at first, because the way it was, like, I'm going to be in a Zumba class, and then I was going to kind of tell him, like, just read the sermon to him while a Zumba class was going on. I was like, I don't want to do, the same thing. I'm like, what if the music inspires him and he almost starts rapping the song while they're legitimately dancing behind him? So they're like, yeah, go for it, let that happen. So that was really fun. So I literally, when we got that when that took literally 2 days. So they threw us some music that was approved. I made the lyrics kind of work to that song, and we had to get all the dancers and a choreographer to put that together in 2 days, and that's what we shot.
So good. I loved watching you work. I loved that scene. It was so funny. I loved it so much.
I saw the whole thing. We didn't say that enough to each other. I'm so goddamn.
Ariana, like I love that you love that. Sorry, PJ.
No, I just cursed, and I'm supposed to be a man of God. I just said, God damn. And there
oh my God. I'm glad.
Off the show.
You're so hilarious. Ariana, I love that you love the driving scene, because it's so true, right? Like, you guys don't drive on the right side of the road. I mean, the right-hand side of the car. That was a good scene. I have a couple of other favorite scenes, but I can't talk about those scenes because it's just going to give too much away. But I definitely love the scenes that we're involved in, or that Piper is involved in, and that I got to work with so many amazing people towards the end of the series. And I haven't seen those episodes yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them. But that driving one was definitely a fun one, because the hero car, like the hearse, is such a beast. It is not the easiest car to drive at all.
I don't think driving on any side of the road it would be easy.
I almost got it bogged.
Oh dear.
Almost.
But yeah. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and congrats on this project, and looking forward to talking to you about future projects.
Oh, thanks so much. It was lovely meeting you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good one.